We Unpacked, coming to you live, Boxingego Unpacked. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I'm here to talk to you guys about the growing hate for the young Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur Stevenson, he just main evented a hometown fight, and I had to make this video. Can't leave boxing alone, the game needs me. So, if you like the Unpacked series, where I really give some educated thoughts and dive in deep into a concentrated subject, if you like these types of videos, support the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop me a comment. Now, you guys seen the title, The Growing Hate for Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, he did his thing. He got the stoppage. And, you know, it's weird because that seems to not be good enough. And it's funny when I say things on the channel, and we're going to just jump right into the meat and potatoes. When I say stuff on my channel, this new media shit, this digital mob shit, people always say, why are you playing the race card and stupid shit like that. But it's very evident to see what I'm talking about, and I'm going to provide some examples. This young man, Shakur Stevenson, he's not doing anything wrong, signed to Top Rank. He represented America in the US, yet he seems to be getting this growing amount of hate. You know, he was on the Sway in the Morning. Shout out to him. He's just doing his thing, trying to make his mark. And I'm going to go over some of the things that I've seen and some of the things that I'm hearing. And this is what they do constantly. I talk about it on my channel frequently. As long as there's issues, you know, I'm going to talk about it. And I talk about the disrespect and how black fighters oftentimes, in the eyes of old media, have to do 5 to 10 times more just to get equal credit or lesser credit. And we're going to talk about some of that. And I'm just noticing it was already kicked off with Shakur Stevenson. He's young, he's making money, he's confident, and seems to be rubbing people the wrong way. So let's jump right into it. Look at this. He signed to Top Rank, and their fights are on ESPN. And look at the title of the top stories. When you type in Shakur Stevenson, look what comes up as the top stories. Enough with the tomato cans! ! Shakur Stevenson needs to fight for a title before his next Newark fight. Now, the thing about this particular article, I perused through it and I was kind of reading, and it was pretty disgusting because this was NJ.com. Shakur, NJ being New Jersey. Shakur Stevenson is from New Jersey. So you have a local state writer from New Jersey who decided to write an article, enough with the tomato cans. Shakur Stevenson needs to fight for a title before his next fight. Like, basically, don't come back to New Jersey unless you fighting some better op, right? And then also this one, obviously the title's not bad, but he signed to Top Rank. He fights on ESPN, and it says why Shakur Stevenson needs to put on a show in Newark. Now, this is the thing that we got to talk about. Why ESPN wrote an article, why Shakur Stevenson needs to put on a show. So he has to do it. See how they try to preface it? It's always extra. He can't just win and get the victory. He got to put on a show. I don't recall. You guys can link. All I care about is links. So show me a postmarked, predated link before Tyson Fury fought Tom Schwartz on ESPN Plus, where you've seen these types of pressures. Why Tyson Fury needs to put on a show, in Vegas. Because that's precisely what they're saying to Shakur Stevenson. This is the type of pressure that they try to put on black fighters specifically. I don't recall ESPN. If anything, ESPN was they were trying to make it like this melodramatic movie about how Tyson Fury reached the top and the pinnacle with the Klitschko win. And then he fell from grace with drug and substance abuse and gained weight and, try to pull at the heartstrings and tell how he took a punch from Wilder and was able to somehow get up after battling all his demons. And, they try to make this look heroic. But Mark Kriegel of ESPN, July 12th, before Shakur Stevenson, he's putting an article through ESPN why Shakur Stevenson needs to put on the show. The first memory that comes to mind is his grandfather, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a perfectly reasonable expectation. He's no longer America's best amateur since his idol and co-manager, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's all about how he has to, you know, impress and, you know, look good and stuff like that. But they don't do this to certain fighters if you have the complexion for the protection, right? I look at everything, you know, new media, even on his box rec, they're using a picture of his fucking mugshot as the picture. That's the picture when you want to say, oh, let me check his resume. They're using a mugshot picture, you know, and the fans, I see the bullshit with the fans. The fans is talking about like, oh, I don't like this Shakur guy, you know, because he got in a fight at a gas station, some bullshit. Like he's 22. Why has he got all this pressure? The motherfucker was born in 1997, like a year after Pac died. You know, why does he have so much pressure? You know, this man got 12 fights. And see, the thing that's really disgusting about this is, you know, why Shakur needs to look good and stop fighting tomato cans is because old media perpetually does the same bullshit. They know the details because they write on boxing or they cover boxing. And what they don't do or what they don't include is certain details. And this is just sad. He's from Newark, New Jersey, and you have NewJersey.com basically going in on him, bro. You know, saying enough is enough. And we'll get to it. I'll link it in the description. He's from New Jersey. Just let that seep in real quick. He is from New Jersey, and NewJersey.com, it says True Jersey. They have a sports writer who thought, you know, for a homecoming fight, a guy who represented us in America, in the US, let's write a title, Enough with the Tomato Cans. Shakur Stevenson needs to fight for a title before his next Newark homecoming. Basically, don't come back. Shakur Stevenson was ready. Newark, his home city, was ready. The Prudential Center was ready with more than 5,000 fans buying tickets to watch the Olympic silver medalist fight for the first time in the backyard of a professional. His opponent, yeah, not so ready. Alberto Guevara looked like a guy that the promoters pulled out from Penn Station lobby at the last minute. So they got him at the train station, yo. You know, listen how disrespectful. But once again, I'm here to give you the new media shit. You could trust this writer, you could trust me. I'm just putting it out there, the facts. So Alberto Guevara, right? This is from Top Rank directly. July 13th, Shakur Stevenson to battle former world title challenger Alberto Guevara live on ESPN, right? This is the flyer. As you guys can see, 8 days, you see right here, 8 days before his Prudential Center, his homecoming, top featherweight contender Shakur Stevenson has a new opponent. Former title challenger Franklin Manzanilla dropped out of the bout, and two-time world challenger Alberto Guevara will face Shakur Stevenson. This was the third opponent, people. That's what I'm telling you. So he had to fight somebody. So this is the funny thing about old media. They don't include anything like that. Look, nowhere in here it says this looks like a guy the promoters pulled out of Penn Station. Yeah, but if you're a writer, isn't it up to you as a journalist, journalistic integrity, to break down the fighters, the fight, why this fight is taking place? So yeah, I'm not saying, you know, Shakur Stevenson bombed dude out. I seen it, you know, it was he did what he wanted, but you can't, that's, to me, that's misinforming the public to make it look like this was his first choice and it was his fault he was fighting this guy. This was the third opponent, and it happened 8 days before his homecoming. He's selling at home. I'm sure he sold a lot of tickets to friends and family or gave them away or whatever he had to do, and people are expecting the show. So what is Top Rank to do? What is, you know, Jay Prince and Andre Ward and Team Shakur Stevenson supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So to me, this is just disrespectful. And the fact that it came out of New Jersey, y'all got to check y'all people, bro, because I think this is disrespectful. You know, this is a man who's 22. He got 12 fights. Why is he under so much pressure? Once again, why don't we see these when Triple G's fighting Steve Rolls, when Tyson Fury on that same network, ESPN, when he's fighting Tom Schwartz? Where are these type of articles? You know, it looked like Tom Schwartz had never fought in a day of his life because he didn't do shit either. Crazy. He was wobbly from the opening bell and unable to land a single punch, blah, blah, blah. It was a long-awaited moment for Stevenson, who wants to make that Rock his home venue. But this short, lackluster fight is hardly going to please anyone present. Not the fans who showed up to watch the local kid's home debut, not the ESPN execs who hyped the moment at his arrival, and certainly not the 21-year-old boxer himself. And the funny thing is, I'm not even writing this article or writing an article, and this is already he's not even 21, he's 22 now. Boom. Look, 22. So where's the journalistic integrity from old media? You're not putting his correct age. You from New Jersey. Whoever wrote, who the fuck wrote this? You know what I'm saying? Steve Politi, NJ Advanced Media for NewJersey.com. You know what I'm saying? And that's disrespectful. And this is someone from your area. You know, and then he's, you know, ragging on Shakur Stevenson as if he had a choice in the matter to fight somebody, a third opponent, with 8 days notice because the other people pulled out because he looked good versus Christopher Diaz. He just stepped up on the Crawford. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I told you boxing is something different. These other motherfuckers, if you don't really know boxing, you got to get up out the way. You got to get up out the way because you get chewed up by people like me each and every time. Shakur Stevenson just fought in April 20th or whatever, on the Crawford Con, and he stepped up in a major way against Christopher Diaz, one loss, you know, in a competitive fight. And then he dominated him. And we're going to hold Shakur Stevenson, see what they do to black fighters. You see, we're going to hold him to some crazy standard. And, oh, it looked like you got this guy at a bus stop or a train station, and no one's going to be happy at this fight. Once again, the fight ended in the same round as Tyson Fury on ESPN 2-3 weeks ago and Tom Schwartz. It was the same type of fight. Tyson Fury went out there, did what he wanted to do, wasn't in no real danger, ended it in the second round. Shakur dropped this dude more times than Tyson Fury though, but it ended in the same round. It says, while his manager Andre Ward doesn't want to rush him to a title fight, it's silly to make Stevenson wait any longer. He is ready for a title shot. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is just crazy. They'll be back for his next fight too. It needs to be against a better opponent. It needs to be for a championship belt. So once again, this is all the pressure in the world for this kid who's 22 years old. And he's a victim of other guys not wanting to see him. Like I said, BoxRec putting up his mugshot. Why? Why you got to put that out of all the pictures? You know, they got Photoshop or photo shoot pictures of him at Top Rank's website and stuff. That's the picture they use. And the funny thing is, like I said, real boxing fan, the guy he fought, Alberto Guevara, he had 5 losses, but he had only been stopped one other time before Shakur Stevenson. And here's a little fun fact. Leo Santa Cruz fought the same dude and went the distance with him. Let me see, bow right here. See, I know boxing. Look. In 2012, Leo Santa Cruz fought him at 117 and 118, basically, when Leo Santa Cruz was 22-0 versus Shakur Stevenson, who is 12-0, right? So he would have been 11-0 upon facing this dude, right? And look, he fought Shakur Stevenson 11-0 versus he fought Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz had double the fights and went the distance with him, right? And I don't really have to do this, but we could look at the math. It was in 2012. I want to wager money that Leo Santa Cruz was older than 22. You know, Leo Santa Cruz was born in 1988. So 98 would be 10 years. 2008 would be 20 years. Yeah. And if it happened in 2012, he was way older than 22. Look, so what's up with all this pressure for Shakur Stevenson? They fought the same dude. The difference is Shakur Stevenson fought him up, you know, as a backup with 8 days notice and he'd only been stopped one other time, and he's doing it in his 11th fight. It's just so disrespectful. That's why we gotta protect the new media and make sure the message gets out. We know what's going on, we know what's happening. And just, I want to add this before I get out of here, because this shit's pissing me off. Make sure you smash the like button. Just talking about the whole article, saying he needs to stop fighting tomato cans and trying to be all savage. Look what the young boy's doing. Look at what black fighters continually do, and then people try to play dumb. Says, yo, Josh Warrington, a current champion who beat Carl Froch and Kid Galahad. It says, are you free in December? I'll be more than honored to come to England. Devil face, emoji. So 11:42, July 13th, he is propositioning Josh Warrington, a featherweight champion who fought Kid Galahad recently, and it was a close fight. Some people said he lost, but they gave him the victory. And then he also beat Carl Frampton, right? Fought Lee Selby, right? And he says, "Are you free? I'll be happy. I'll come to you." Look at what the champ said. Look, he got a belt in the picture. Got the belt, right? So this is what Shakur said. He said, "I'll fight you in England." And he says, "Get yourself a belt, son, and I'll be more than welcoming for you." See, so you got bullshit articles like this saying enough with the tomato cans. Shakur Stevenson needs to fight for a title before his next homecoming fight, right? All snarky. And look, the kid is at 22. The kid is reaching out to a champion saying, "I'll fight you in your backyard, Josh Warrington." And he's saying some bullshit about you need to get a belt first, trying to little boy him. Shakur, again, you free in December, Josh Warrington. I'll be more than honored to come. So he said, "I'll come see you in your backyard." And dude's telling him to get a belt, Josh Warrington, And then Shakur Stevenson responded, "You so soft for that, scary ass boy." You know what I'm saying? He's like, what's good? I'm trying to see you in your backyard. So once again, old media, another fail. They always try to make it like, certain fighters don't want to step up. The article even said Oscar Valdez might move up. That's not Shakur Stevenson's fault. That's not his. Shakur Stevenson clearly wants to smoke with any featherweight. He's calling out Josh Warrington a champion. He said he'll fight Carl Frampton, right? In his 10th fight, he's fighting Christopher Diaz, who had double the fights that he has. He said he'll fight the guy that beat him in the Olympics, who just signed with Top Rank, Robisi. And at age 22, I don't see what's the rush. Why is he under so much pressure? Why is ESPN writing articles about how pressured, how he needs to put on a show? You see, this is what constantly happens. We see it time and time again with black fighters. Like, it's always a pressure, it's always a rush. And then a lot of the fighters are looking for the smoke. They looking for the smoke. Why is he under so much pressure? Sad, really. But anyway, that's the my opening part one of the growing hate for Shakur Stevenson. Y'all gotta lay off. People bringing up his personal life, and I think he got the charges dropped with that gas station shit. It's like they're already trying to deconstruct the kid. Always trying to put him at this crazy high standard because he's an Olympian, and like Golovkin's an Olympian. Why he fight Steve Rolls at age 37 at a catchweight? You feel what I'm saying? Chasing Canelo, man, come on, bro. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson, new media motherfucker. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.